March is National Nutrition Month, and we're trying to get you in the mood for some healthy eating. So we have Tanya Mercer here. She's from Nourishing You, and she has the food that you need to be eating, but probably aren't. Isn't that right, Tanya?
Right.
Yeah,
well,
we all know we're supposed to be eating right,
yeah.
And we don't always do that.
I think what's happening is, I mean, some of the foods, obviously like greens. People eat greens, but on a special occasion. It needs to be every day, about twice a day. So,
and the dark leafy. We're not talking
leafy.
Iceberg lettuce
right.
here. We're talking the dark kale, the dark spinach.
Exactly. And I brought a few ideas on how you can put it together so you can maximize, because I have a list of 10 that I brought today, 10 of these foods.
We love it when you come, because you always bring so many good things and everything looks so delicious. Okay, where are we going to start? With the greens? You want to start with the greens?
Yeah, we'll start with the greens. So romaine lettuce, that's a dark leafy green. Most people think, oh, that's kind of like iceberg. It's not. It actually has a lot of nutrients. So I brought a Lebanese fattoush salad.
Ooh.
Yes, and you can find this at, like, if you go to Lebanese Taverna and so on. The only thing I've changed is that they usually put pita chips on it. That's what makes it fattoush. But I've put almonds on it instead to get one of the superfoods in, which is nuts. Nuts are very high in monounsaturated fats. Almonds especially. They're probably the best nut you can eat. They're rich in vitamin E. So there I have a combination of romaine lettuce, spinach, and then what makes it fattoush is the bell pepper, tomatoes. The other two superfoods.
What does that mean, fattoush?
Fattoush. I'm Lebanese, I should know that.
Something like with vegetables, maybe?
I think it means a combination of vegetables.
Okay, we'll look that one up.
Yeah, we have to look. I need to know that because it comes from my country. So it was made by the peasants in the countryside. That's how this. They grow their own vegetables, and whatever they grow, they make a salad with it. But the other two superfoods in there hiding is in the dressing. Extra virgin olive oil. That's a huge one. Extra virgin olive oil has had the most studies done on it, more than any other oil in this world. So we know it's very high in monounsaturated fats. We know it's good to keep your arteries clean. We know that people on the Mediterranean diet have a low risk of heart disease, and it's because they eat it every day. And really the best way to have it is raw. So how can you have it raw? In a salad dressing. So fattoush salad dressing is very simple, equal parts olive oil, lemon juice, garlic, my other superfood.
Wow. So everything's,
and salt.
Everything's
and
fresh and not processed.
Nothing is, and it's not heated. Because a lot of times when you heat certain foods, it destroys the enzymes, it destroys some of the vitamins. So this is a great way to get a bunch of superfoods all in just one setting.
Now,
right?
how much of a difference is there between regular olive oil and extra virgin olive oil? I mean, why do we have to go with the extra virgin olive oil?
Good question. So the olives, when they're first pressed, they are cold pressed. They use these big machines and they press them to get the oil out of them. So it's cold pressed, and it's extra virgin because it's the first pressing of the olive. And then what they do is they take that olive they have now pressed to make the extra virgin beautiful olive oil that you get in the green bottles like this, because it's sensitive to heat. It shouldn't really sit around in heat. They take the olive that they've pressed, then they heat it, and they press it again to get
more
virgin olive oil. That's virgin olive oil. Then they take it and they heat it up again, and they press it a third time, and now it's called light olive oil. But it's not light in calories. It's just a lighter flavor, lighter color.
So what does that first pressing give us?
It gives you the raw enzymes that are natural and the raw minerals and the vitamins that are in the olive oil that hasn't been heated. The second pressing, the olive now has been heated.
Oh, okay.
So the oil has kind of been
has
been oxidized. You want your oil not to be so oxidized. You want it to be raw.
Okay.
So raw oil is always better.
So we'll go with the EVO.
EVO always. There's never any reason to use the other one. If you want to use an oil that has less flavor, go use another oil I love to use is grapeseed oil. That's no flavor. You can use that to heat things up with.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now I see looks like pine nuts over here.
Yes.
Tell us about
pine
that
nuts
dish.
on the quinoa, which you know I've brought before. Of course, you're more welcome to try it. Let me just
Now, quinoa is an interesting grain that has, it's spelled not the way it's pronounced, really.
Q-U-I-N-O-A. So this quinoa salad, quinoa is one of my superfoods. It's a complete protein. It's the only grain that's a complete protein. It's very rich in essential amino acids. It's got a lot of fiber, and it tastes delicious. Now, this one has also kale in it. So I've taken raw kale, literally, like so. I'm going to show you how to do raw kale. Just go like that. Take the stem, you can juice it or do other things with it. You just tear it up or slice it up. You put it in a salad with dressing and it wilts it. It almost cooks it. So you can eat it, because like this, it's like,
It's
you know,
just
gnawing like a
so
rabbit.
hard, yeah.
But once you
tough.
put raw kale in there with a salad, it mellows it out and you can eat it then.
Tiny little, like you almost shred it.
Yeah, and
So
that's
I'm
how
gonna
you can have your raw
Can I try
greens.
your quinoa now?
Absolutely.
Okay, so what all is in here? I
So-
see something orange. Is that
Yep,
carrots?
that's shredded carrots. So it's shredded carrots and kale. And also on there is sprouts, another superfood.
Okay.
Sprouts are like the little tiny vegetables before they grow up to be the big vegetables. They are full of protein, full of everything great that kale has. The sprout of the kale has a ton more nutrients than the actual grown-up vegetable.
Oh, that's delicious.
Is it good?
Now tell us about, it's so good. Tell us about why we should be choosing quinoa over some of the other white starches.
Okay, well, quinoa is not, it's the white starches you should really start getting out of your diet. There's no good place for them. They don't really do anything. If you're eating white rice, try and move to brown rice. The reason why you want to choose quinoa over white is because it has fiber. The white starches have no fiber, and they've been overly processed, and that's what really puts that, you know,
Okay,
like
we don't
extra
need that.
padding
We don't
over
want
there.
that.
No, you don't want that.
Okay, so we've gone down to quinoa. Now, sprouts, we
Yes.
talked about the sprouts,
Yes,
right?
the sprouts are inside the quinoa salad, and again, they're like, here's a bunch of sprouts here. Look at this. So this is sprouted peas. I have sprouted lentils, sprouted garbanzo beans, and these are sprouted clover sprouts. They're very rich in protein, easily absorbable by your body, and they have a ton of nutrients. They are more concentrated nutrient than the grown-up vegetable that it becomes.
Another
Okay, so it's
power food that we hear
another
so
power
much
food.
about is the acai berry.
Acai berry, yes, that's in the smoothie. If you want to grab
Oh,
that
okay.
smoothie over there. So that's my superfood smoothie. The acai berry, it's extremely high in antioxidants. It's one of the richest antioxidant fruits on the planet that we know of. It comes from the Brazilian jungle. They find all sorts of good stuff there, right, in the Brazilian jungle. So the acai comes from there. It's also got raw cacao powder, extremely high in antioxidants. Cacao powder and acai are like the superstars of the foods that you can get. They're both in the smoothie. Kefir is very rich in probiotics.
Okay, now
very
this
good
is-
for
this
immune
is
system.
kefir, right?
Yes.
And what is kefir?
It's like a drinkable yogurt.
Oh, okay.
But it's got many more probiotics than your regular yogurt does. So I always make my smoothies using kefir.
So it's sort of like Activia or something? Puts the good
it's
bacteria
better.
back in?
Yeah, it's a little better.
Okay.
It's got 10 probiotics in there. It's good for immune system.
All right.
And I want you to try
I
this.
have to
You
try this. You know, it almost looks like chocolate milk, but
well,
it's
it has
the
raw
acai
cacao
berry?
powder, raw
Okay.
cacao powder, acai berry, and it's got frozen cherries.
Oh,
Isn't that
delicious.
delicious? And it's filling, right?
Oh, it's so good. You
Yeah.
almost taste like a cordial cherry, you know, the chocolate-covered cherries, because you get the chocolate flavor along with the berry taste. So good.
Yeah.
Lots of great foods. Thanks so much
Yes.
for bringing all this in
You're
for us. Tanya
welcome.
Mercer, if you want more, you can check out our website. We have some of the recipes on there and also the
Yes.
list of the great foods you should be eating. Thanks so much, Tanya.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Still to go.